Hey guys, what's going on? Mouse here and welcome to another Power of Destruction video. So, we got 1.8 billion almost on a single unit, Charlotte. Kinda unexpected, to be honest. I did not expect this because the last time that I tested her in one of our videos, we only got around 850 million, I believe. And now it could easily go up to 2 billion if I did everything perfectly, or just almost perfectly, because in this run I actually made a lot of mistakes still. So the total I got from the Dark Day was 6.5 billion here, but we're not going to be discussing the teams here anymore. We're just going to focus on team number 1. This video is more on the Dark team alone. So this video is for you if you have Charlotte and you still can't seem to unlock her potential, or if you're just curious to know how we reached this insane damage. And before we proceed, don't forget to hit that like button, and please do consider supporting me in the Netmarble Content Creator Program. That's gonna help me a lot. Only takes a few minutes and it's completely free of charge, so you don't have to spend anything on it. Just support me there. You're gonna get supporter codes too that you can use. So let's go ahead and check it out. This is the lineup that I used. Shadow, still use the Big Rock because that improves her damage of the weapons as well as the skills, especially the Magnifying Slash on Jinwoo. But just real quick, let me just show you Jinwoo's setup here. So the only thing that changed here was that instead of Rip, already using the Decimate. And here are the blessing stones that I used here. And for the stats, there you go. Skill levels, Moonshadow 10, Plum Sword level 8, and artifacts here. For Maylin Fisher, blessing set. For Harper, here's the stats, 40k HP. The stats of my Harper, I feel, is above decent, but I think the damage was underwhelming still, considering that it's a Dark Day and we're using a Moonshadow. It's probably because the weapon is A1, of course, but mostly I think it's due to the timing of the skills, because most of her damage are gonna come from the ult as well as the second skill. I have to level 10 this actually. I don't have the scrolls anymore. So yeah, for Harper, very important to use a greed set because Charlotte needs those crit rate and crit damage because she lacks those in her kit. Only her weapon provides crit rate and crit damage, I think, and quite a few crit damage from her passives here, depending on the damage increase. But I don't think this one's a huge thing. Her skill levels, very important for the ult and the second skill to be maxed out. And artifacts, I'm using 8-piece curse sets. So here's the stats right now. She might actually be my strongest unit right now in terms of the stats. So crit rate is good, crit damage is good, defense penetration 10%, and damage increase 18%. And the dark damage is 11.15%. How does this lineup work? Again, Maylin Fisher provides a lot of defense percent, and as well as the crit rates and other stats here that Charlotte is gonna be able to use. Not so much on Harper, but I think it's very important for Harper to have someone who can provide her the power gauge she needs to be able to cast her ult quickly, because that's something that she's not very good at. Maylin Fisher's weapon gives damage increase to the team member with the highest attack. So if you're gonna do this, make sure that your Harper has lower attack than Charlotte. So I actually did some adjustments here and took out my main gloves, which is gonna be one of the biggest sources of attack. As you can see, it's just plus 10, exactly just a bit lower than Charlotte's attack, which is 7.8k. And of course, I do have the dimensional advancement here as well. So yeah, let's go ahead and check the run, and I'm just gonna give some commentaries on the gameplay, give you some tips as well as some ideas and notes that you can do for your runs. All right, let's go. All right, here we go. So the first thing that you kind of want to do here, or hope to do here, is to time Harper's second skill on the head, which I was not able to do in this run in particular because she just wasted her second skill, I believe. So what I did here is to delay my Moonshadow and just hoping that Harper would cast her second skill, but because that's gonna be a huge source of damage output as well. That's gonna be up to 32% more ultimate skill damage received from Dark Hunters. So you can also do that. The Dragon's Head is gonna stay here for about 10 seconds, I believe. You can wait for 5 seconds and still gonna be able to do most of your skill. But I was kind of late here. I used my Moonshadow a bit late, and I think one of the damage of my Magnifying Slash was not able to hit. So the exact timing here is just to wait for your Charlotte to light up the ultimate here. This is manual ultimate, by the way. Just press it, and as soon as you confirm that it was activated, just press your Moon Shadow immediately, and that's gonna be able to take advantage of that Moon Shadow debuff. But before you press your Moon Shadow, by the way, so since this is Dark Day, you also have to use your Amplifying Draw on your Moon Shadow because that deals significant damage as well. And of course, after that, the Dash plus Magnifying Bug. Alright, for the second break, we're still hoping that we're gonna get the Harper debuff. And as you can see, this is the problem here because we really cannot like time that properly. Can only control the ultimate. So here, activated Maelin Fissure that has a blessing buff as well. Again here, as you can see, I'm just waiting, and there you go. We got the buff, but I think we only got up to 14. Oh yeah, we got the full buff. So let me just rewind that real quick. It's the same thing. Okay, press Charlotte. I actually pressed Harper here, but she did not take the command yet because she's still doing the second skill. So she will not cancel that even if you press the ult here. So dash, Moon Shadow, and Charlotte's ult. How much damage? There you go. Ooh. Oh my goodness. But still a bit late. I think the Magnifying Slash, the last damage did not hit there. So you can also Shadow Step this hand, by the way, so that it falls down. I'm not sure who discovered that trick. I first encountered it in one of the comments that we received in one of our POD videos. The pattern here is very easy to do. Just press Charlotte and press your Moon Shadow immediately. There you go. See? Here, as you can see, Harper is using her second skill here. So sometimes she won't have that second skill on the head. Like, that's gonna be bad without, because that's a huge part of the combo of these two kids. 32%, and you can get that Shadow Step as well once one Thin Strip flying there. So we just did our combo here. Pressed Maelin Fissure, that's gonna be Burning Blessing plus the Pumped Up, and then Harper immediately. And then you can see Charlotte, dash Moon Shadow, boom. Oof, what the fuck? Okay, dash. And a lot of people are asking me how to do the Shadow Steps. You gotta like really do the timing right. There's no difference between phone. It's harder to do the Shadow Steps on phone, of course, but when it comes to the timing, there's no difference. Just remember to use the Shadow Step the very, very, very last second or millisecond if you can. There you go. It's gonna last if you do it that way. So again, just press Charlotte and then dash Moon Shadow, dash Magnifying Bug, and Plum Sword on the hands just to deal some damage. We don't, if possible, we want to use the Moon Shadow as well over on the Moon Shadow duration while waiting for the ult sometimes, but it's very hard to manage the dashes with this Blessing Stone setup because I use Boss Layer here, so that's kind of difficult. So here we have Maelin Fissure again, ult, full buff, and then we're gonna do, I think we're gonna do Harper plus Charlotte ultimate here at the same time. But the problem here is that after that mechanics, there's not gonna be a Harper debuff. So this is one of the things that affected the damage, but I think the damage is still pretty good, I believe. Wow. How much was that? That's 171 million. I think. One ult, maybe? Possibly. Okay. Another Shadow Step here. Fresh Charlotte. And then Moon Shadow. Oof. And there's still no Harper debuff, as you can see. So could have been an easy 2 billion damage on Harper and 4 billion run here if only the dragon had that. We still don't have. We have 3 here. There you go. Please, please, please. Ooh, Ooh. How much damage was that? Didn't see. Let's just check the scores. So 2.7, 2.7 or something around 2.8 plus the magnifying slash. Let's go. Magnifying bug. I think this is gonna be the last attempt. So we still have ultimate. $73 million. Boom. Yeah, 3.7 billion. Pretty good run, but I think could be better. I just didn't have the time to do reruns here because I have to do lots of things. And I still have to do my guild boss this weekend. So yeah, I think it's the only way to unlock Charlotte's potential here. Aside from, of course, optimizing her stats, then you're gonna have to be able to time her ult properly using manual ultimate here in POG, because most of her damage are gonna come from that only, and we don't want her using the ult on the hands, and of course we don't want to use it without the moonshot. Alright, so that's gonna be it for this video. Thanks so much for watching and see you on the next one.